with how good they came into the lock-in tournament thus far. Everybody had them basically 10th place in their power rankings, and already they're hitting above their weight. It's definitely an underdog team that people can already start to cheer for with the successes we've seen from, Iconic, Blaze Olive, and Niles. Unfortunately for Golden Guardians, they did submit their roster a little bit late, so they're losing one ban. This won't be like yesterday where we had teams just clicking slowly and missing their own bans.
Yeah. To be clear, Blaze Olive has been dealing with a non-COVID related medical issue since January, and they actually submitted Yumby yesterday because he wasn't sure if he's able to play. He's feeling a lot better, so he is now able to play, but because of the late change in roster submission, Golden Guardians will lose a ban. So that'll be ban 5, so Phase 1 bans are already done, they're all there. Akali, Twisted Fate, Camille, Talia, Pantheon, and Olaf are the first 6, as Nidalee, whose stock has been rising pretty rapidly here in the LCS, is looking to be the first pick for EG.
And it keeps going up when we have these basically emerging permabans of Olaf, Pantheon, and Talia, with more and more teams taking out these 3 junglers. Then you're left with Nidalee-Graves relationship, and Nidalee has a slight advantage in that one, being the AP, and Graves not having magic resist on True Grit anymore as of a long time ago. Also having a little bit of the advantage as far as brush traps for the brush to try and get your advantage there. A little bit longer for the range too. Niles picks up the Aphelios here for Stixxay. I definitely like this. Stixxay has been a rock for this team. And we had Artemis talking earlier when we were talking to the coach of Evil Geniuses about the importance of flexibility in these best of series pastry. For me, it's pretty funny that he was the one talking about it because Golden Guardians have been the ones showing the most flexibility. Different champion in every single game so far for both the solar laners of Golden Guardians. So it's no surprise they're saving those for counter picks here on red side, not showing anything early and blocking in this bottom lane first.
Yeah, it does potentially open you up to some nasty things like Renekton, which is going to be picked up here for Impact. He's been potent on the champion so far. Also of note, Kaiser is just going to drop through this draft, it looks like. She's been kind of the AD carry in a lot of ways, and Aphelios got picked over it, and actually Jhin picked up already for EG. Means that Golden Guardians like where their bottom lane sits and decide that Kaiser's not worth it here.
Yeah, I mean, Artemis could talk about the importance of flexibility, but you know what? Their one loss was when Impact did not have Renekton, so go right back to the Renekton. This is going to make it 4 Renekton games now for Impact, and you get to combine it with the Nidalee, so you just W stun, set them up for the easiest spears of your life. Top lane will be very difficult for Niles. Luckily for him, his most comfortable pick, the self-proclaimed best GP in the entire league here for Niles. Let's see what he can do with it into the Renekton Nidalee. Definitely a dive combination that you can pull off. Doesn't have easy ways of dropping tower aggro, but has plenty of ways of bursting you down. GP going to try and break that combo, of course. Eat an orange after you get stunned by Renekton. Hopefully he'll be able to do it quick enough to dodge the spear.
Yeah, not making it easy on himself, I'll say. Like he said he self-counterpicked himself the last time he picked GP, and I kind of feel like he's walking into it again. But if he's trying to prove himself as the best GP, I guess testing in this kind of scenario maybe makes sense.
I have a bit of, it's more nuanced than that too. A little bit of a bone to pick with I'm self-counterpicking. Like GP levels 1 and 2 with Trial by Fire, you can push Renekton off of the wave, keep him off of rage generation. And if the GP knows that they can play aggressive in those early levels, 1 and 2, you can try and gain yourself some room there. Yes, as it does progress, Renekton is going to have some kill pressure, try and one-shot, try and call their jungler, look for those tower dives. But GP players definitely have something to work with in the first couple levels there.
I'd hope so, because he wouldn't pick it otherwise. As maybe?
Come on, give me.
Yes! It's Udyr!
I'm a legacy Udyr player in pastry since season 1. I'm super excited to see this, the newest evolution of Udyr players. I was tracking this during preseason, emerging before Pioshik even played it in LCK, in solo queue in Korea. They were going with the 1-point Tiger into maxing Phoenix for super hard power farming, whereas previously, most people were doing just Tiger Max's physical damage dot builds. This does mean that he has a lot of options that I can get into later for the possible clear paths for Udyr. There's a lot of things you can do to get early Dragon Super quickly. You can even start on small camps to get rushed to your higher levels. But we'll wait till the game actually starts for that and continue here for Evil Geniuses. I like how they're kind of rounding out their composition now that they know they've got this super strong top triangle to play off of with Nidalee Renekton. You get the Syndra that Jizuke already performed really well in the tournament, and a safe bottom lane with hard engage in Alistar and Jhin.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of just picked the best champions, it feels like, in some ways on the EG side as they finish off with Syndra and Alistar. As a reminder, again, Golden Guardians for late roster submission do lose a ban, which is why they only banned Maokai in Phase 2, but Graves and Lilia took iconic junglers away, which is why he's on Udyr. And last but not least, it is Orianna for Blaze Olive, who has been playing more of the supportive, more of the roam-heavy style mages in mid lane, although Orianna's not necessarily a good, the best roamer, but he's kind of the person that's, like, helping Iconic and Niles, like, be aggressive and play the way they want to play, right? He's kind of the extra support from mid lane rather than, you know, a big mid lane carrier assassin, at least in the game so far.
Yeah, generally Orianna, at first couple levels, you're going to lose out to Syndra's extra range with the spheres until you get more levels in your W for Ori so you can control the wave better, and then you have a lot more say about it. If they hold on these summoners and Jizuke keeps that ignite compared to the teleport of Orianna, that's only going to double down on it. Jizuke, if he keeps that ignite, is definitely looking for those level 6 skills. It's now a 2-button skill expression combination here with Syndra. Ultimate and Ignite should be able to kill any passing jungler, even in Udyr, because you don't put early points into your turtle stance, so you're not actually as tanky with this superpower clearing Udyr builds now.
Yeah, also curious to see what Kirsten is on the Aria side if Blaze Olive is taking Teleport. Don't see nearly as much Spellbook as you used to, but having Cleanse is very helpful against Syndra in certain scenarios, especially when they have Ignite, if that is indeed what Jizuke has gotten in. And of course, we've got Udyr to talk about as well once the game does get rolling. So EG sticking to their guns, I would say, just kind of playing some of the best champions in their roles. And given that they're the favorite and they've shown promise on all these champions, that doesn't really surprise me. On the Golden Guardian side, I think throwing a bit more of a curveball, yes, in part due to all the jungle bans that happened between Phase 1 and 2, but Iconic's the kind of player that's been very impressive so far, given how little we knew about him coming into the LCS, and Udyr is the kind of champion you can take over a game if you get ahead.
And I love what the Golden Guardians have been going with this entire season. You know, at the beginning, they're wide open with their fans, talking about, hey, you know, we lost a lot of funding. We're going with a full rebuild. Yes, we know we're underdogs, but they are investing so heavily in these underdogs, trying to train them up. They retain their coaching staff, Inero, Choo-Choos, and Spooks, all very good coaches, helping these players come in with game plans. And already, they've shown now 5 different strategies. They have had hard camp top, they have had tank top, ignore that side. They have had poke compositions. Like, Golden Guardians are coming in with a lot of diversity and strategy, and now adding, you know, the Udyr pick that has been surfacing a lot in LCK, showed up today in LEC as well. Super excited to see if they can do some dragon rushing and focus on these objectives.
It's funny you mentioned Choo-Choos and Spooks, of course. That's assistant coach and two-way player coach for kind of like jungle positional coach for Golden Guardians. Also added Swiper, so a top lane positional coach, which, if you think about it, makes a lot of sense given that your 2 newest players are top and jungle. And yes, of course, Inero is continuing to collect Oceanic players. So even though they're not necessarily in starting positions as players anymore, those players are continuing to bring their knowledge from OCE into NA from more of a coaching role. And I think, again, like how robust that team is and how good the infrastructure has been, Golden Guardians, to me, have been the team that are kind of vying for the other spots in terms of we are a team that is good at developing talent. And I think no one will look at current day 100 Thieves and think, yeah, they did a bad job last year, because that team looks awesome. And that's so much in part due to that team building up that roster and those players.
Yeah, I mean, definitely agree. We do have a couple minutes here as we're still trying to fix the issues loading into the game.
Lies.
Those minutes have passed, baby. Let's get the action started.
Alrighty, best of 3 times. Always a fun one here in the LCS Lock-In quarterfinals. Golden Guardians, a tall task certainly up against the once undefeated Evil Geniuses, but there are ways to slay even a Titan here, as Evil Genius is looking good, but did drop that game to fly. We'll see if Golden Guardians took anything away from that, and certainly going to expect a lot of fun here, because Udyr's on the rift here for Iconic, already battling up against Svenskeren right here to the entrance to his own Raptors.
All right, so Udyr time, Pastry. I'm a huge fan of the champion. Iconic actually going with the Flash for possible bigger plays later on. The Flash Bear Slap. Quick Shot's favorite, definitely a possibility. You do lose out on some of the repeated pressure from ganks of Ghost, though. I really do. I have become a bigger fan of the Ghost on Udyr as of recent. He is going the phase rush, though. Definitely helps you out so much in either continuing to chase down targets or a lot of times evasive maneuvers trying to escape from situations, since Udyr is a Season 1 champion, has no extra dashes in the kit. Very, very simple to operate. I was hoping Iconic might go for one of the power clear options that you have on Udyr, where you can actually start your small camps and you power clear through cycling these 2-minute respawn small camps, Raptors into Krugs, then Red to bottom side, in which you can get Scuttle Crab, then traverse right back through, and your Raptors will have a respawn, since it's only the 2-minute respawn on those compared to the 5-minute respawn on buffs. And you basically just extend your first clear for another half side of the map, more than other junglers will do. But he's going with the very standard, so we don't have to get too into the minutia of those more complicated clears. It's just going to be very standard. Red side top clear into the bottom side, and we'll see if there's any sort of action towards the Scuttle Crab. Top side obviously has to be a pressure point for Nidalee, so Svenskeren is notably starting down on his bottom side on the red camps and wants to get to that Renekton, wants to keep up that pressure on Niles.
And to your point in draft earlier, Niles, despite being level 1 versus level 2 briefly there, took a lot of Impact's health bar in the early stages of the matchup. So, as you said, GP certainly gets a lot of leeway in the early levels in particular, although it's currently down on farm. Busy finishing off the wave that's near his tower. Mid lane, though, it is double phase rush, double TP. So no spellbook, no ignites, nothing too different here, but should just be a battle of shoving the wave. And right now, Jizuke is winning because he used all his mana to do so, which pretty standard in the early stages of most mid lane matchups. There's Impact getting in there. Oh, Niles missed that barrel, I think, but he's going back in onto Impact. Does proc Grasp, but Conqueror ready for Impact means Niles probably going to back off here, especially since he's a little low on mana.
And the success of the GP here, trying to look at it, you have to judge how many CS he can actually keep up. And Impact is just bullying him super, super hard here. With the teleport coming in, this is going to be a dive for sure.
All right, well, he might have an orange. He does have a flash. Jizuke's here already. There's the stun. There's the follow-up stun. And see you later, Niles. That's first blood for Impact.
All right, well, that was a shining success, pastry time. Jizuke just teleports in. Niles has already been drained of all of his mana by the constant harassment of Impact. Do not give this man Renekton. Stop it. No more Renekton for Impact, okay? He has just blasted through this lock-in tournament. As you mentioned, when it was live, he's been very good at popping these barrels. You see there, it's one of the important things in training with Gangplank early on. He waits for Jizuke to be in place, immediately stuns. There's no mana for Niles to try and eat his orange and get out of the stun, so it combos right into Jizuke's, and that is just served up on a platter. Impact dominating once again on this pick.
Yeah, we talk about, you know, Renekton plus Nidalee being pretty potent. Well, Renekton plus Syndra also pretty good for similar reasons.
Renekton plus Impact!
That's true. Renekton plus Impact, a very good combination as Niles is back in the business in the top side. Steel caps early on here for Impact, though, makes him very durable in this lane, although Iconic is going to go ahead and visit the top side just to apply a little bit of pressure and give Niles room to probably get this lane shoved in as it is building up. Mid lane, Jizuke is back and ready. Hasn't actually fallen behind in farm, but also a very successful teleport roam there for the Syndra, and is continuing to shove in the waves here as Iconic is back to farming his Raptors.
All right, so Udyr, decent pace here. It's not anything special ahead of Nidalee as we go for an invade from Svenskeren. See if you can get the ward down first. Gromp's about to spawn, but it looks like with his bottom lane pushing, he's just going for a little bit of harassment here. And actually does nail the big wolf as well, right in front of Iconic's face.
Successful heist there for Svenskeren as he moves his way in. And we'll talk about bot lane briefly because actually Stixxay and Newbie, despite being a very new bottom lane, have never played together before, of course, before this roster. Stixxay changing teams after being on CLG for so long. I think he's actually looked really good alongside his new support early on in the LCS Lock-In. Just feels a bit more revitalized as a player, and he is expected to be the, you know, one of the big veterans alongside Newbie. Is great ult there from Blaze Olive's going to harass Jizuke. But ball's a little too far out of reach for a bit of extra harass. He does get some in, but no chance for a kill, again, especially with no ignite. But using all your mana to push the wave and harass down the Syndra is a perfectly good trade there for Orianna, especially since Iconic is finishing off the dragon.
Yeah, and Iconic, you can go for early dragons like this, not only because you're Udyr, but because, hey, my mid lane just pushed in super hard, Jizuke is out of mana, and the enemy bottom lane recalled. So that is coordinating with both of your lanes around the dragon. Make sure this is super, super safe to take. It does give up your top side. Whenever you commit like that to a dragon take that early, though, you know that you're giving up more top side pressure. Niles signed up for this, though. He knows he's going to have to play weak side versus Renekton and Nidalee. He's trying desperately to get to his level 6. There he goes there. He gets the minions down. So now with his ultimate, he'll have a lot more safety and viability here, just wave clearing with it, being able to play a lot safer.
Yeah, had his Orianna potentially as well, as the Blaze Olive did still have TP. In fact, still has it, walking back towards the mid lane here after Jizuke used it for that top lane play we saw earlier. Also a difference in boots there in the mid lane. One thing that will help Jizuke's teleport ambitions here. Very early cooldown boots there for Jizuke versus the Merc Treads. Again, need some safety here, especially with Nidalee visiting your lane potentially, or just being in any sort of 3v3 skirmish where 2 AP threats are present. As back down on the bottom side, it is continuing to trade back and forth. Noon quivers for both the Aphelios and for Jim, but here comes Iconic. Gonna look up to top side, this time with Impact actually in the lane, potentially gankable. Now Impact gonna walk forward, GP ults down, Iconic needs to get in there for the stun. Slap! Slap!
He's so
Still
slow.
not there, not fast enough.
Oh my goodness, he's just too slow. Season 1 pastry.
I like that Udyr and Aphelios are on the same team, by the way. If you need like a very stark contrast about where League has started versus where it's been now.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly just memeing. It
Yes.
was a lot due to no vision and no intelligence on where Svenskeren was. So there's options there. Hey, if they knew Svenskeren's on Krugs right there, Iconic flashes, Niles flashes. They don't care if Impact flashes after that. They can stay on him because it's phase rush Udyr. Keep slowing him down with the GP and the Udyr, and they would fully commit to that. But that's the importance of having extra vision and tracking the enemy jungler. If you're unaware of the position, you can't hard commit to something like that, or else you take a spear to the face. All of a sudden, angry Renekton turns around on you, and that Nidalee Renekton gets super fed super early. Things go from bad to worse.
Yeah, Jizuke missing, going to be spotted on this ward now as Svenskeren is trying to finish off the Rift Herald. Niles in trouble once again. A Blaze Olive can join here if he wants to TP up. Might have to do so here to save his top laner, because jungler isn't going to save him, that's for sure. But Niles does have the wave in front of his tower before it's hitting it, so no dive possibilities there. And Sven just wants to finish off the Herald instead, which he does grab. So this top side control for EG is translating nicely, not just for that first blood, but also controlling the enemy Krugs and that Rift Herald there that will likely give EG the first tower in this game as well.
All right, I like this kind of double rotation down to Blaze Olive, combining with Iconic for dive threat. Can't check on the teleports right now as we're looking at the total gold, but it looks like the ward is going to be enough. They don't want to commit to it, and that is going to be some wasted time from both of them. They do leave behind this one deep control ward, and I will say, if you look at that control ward behind red buff, those things have a tendency to last forever, as it's a very rare brush to check. Although the vision that it actually provides isn't super duper valuable, doesn't see too many paths towards mid, and obviously the Renekton Nidalee lane is going to be where a lot of the focus is. So maybe it'll rack up a little bit of your ward stats for how long it's going to live, though. I definitely expect the Rift Herald and the continued pressure, though, for EG to be on top side.
Yeah, Niles should know that Sven is up here, or at least suspect it, because that wave was in a very dicey-looking spot there for a second, even though Niles won the trade against Impact earlier on. The barrel is out in the open. Niles going to run back to it. Pop trial by fire. Svenskeren spear does miss, and Iconic actually up here covering in time, even though Jizuke was also roaming up. So Golden Guardian starting to give a little bit more coverage to this GPU, still down 20 plus CS in the 1v1, thanks to that great teleport from Jizuke giving Impact a lead, and Impact, of course, just playing well in general. But Newbie's up here now, so 3v1. Maybe that's enough to kill the Crocodile.
It would be if they could get their hands on him.
Right. That's the tough part.
Impact's got awarded the Tri-Brush, and there's no way for Udyr to sneak around a different route or anything, so he just calls it off. Impact, once again, able to back right up to the minion wave. Iconic has to stay stationary at his turret. He's not leaving at all. No member of Golden Guardians able to get any sort of deeper wards besides the one behind red that actually got immediately cleared out as soon as Svenskeren went down to bottom side, went right through that brush. So there goes that one. Dragon about to spawn, and it is looking like a very good setup here for EG. Impact does have teleport. Niles has to use his to get back to lane because he's under so much pressure, and so only thing that Golden Guardians can actually add from the top lane will be the GP ultimate. If Impact decides to actually teleport down there, and it's definitely a possibility given his push on the minion wave, it's going to have to be given by Golden Guardians.
Yeah, Jizuke TP's mid, so he's ready as well, even though the wave was pushed in by Blazolive just earlier. EG, though, are going to start this Dragon. Iconic's ready in the brush. Niles trying to run down here, and he's going to meet Impact in the river. Dominus is popped. Niles now going to get stunned up. The damage is massive here from Renekton, but they're trying to fight kind of on two fronts here. The Dragon is low, is going to be killed by Svenskeren, but Blazolive and Iconic maybe have found Ignar. He's going to pop ulti there. Great hook there. He's going to find the jungler fairly squishy as the Orianna ulti. He's going to make sure Svenskeren goes down. Blazolive going to pick up that kill. But here is Renekton as well, so everyone's going to run out of the Jhin ulti. GP ult as well to help disengage, and Newbie tanks the final shot to make sure his mid laner stays safe.
Great hook by Newbie here to get the kill on Svenskeren, and they did have to deal with the teleport from Impact, but since they got that hook and kill on Svenskeren, the GP ultimate is enough. It allows Niles to then also push the wave back out on top side, and even though Golden Guardians give away this dragon, they weren't really counting on stacking all of these dragons since they're such very fearsome early game on the side of EG. So giving up that one dragon while getting the kill and the teleport down from Impact, not the worst scenario that they could have faced given the early setup.
Yeah, Rift Herald mid there was likely timing out, given where Svenskeren dropped it, but there's no wave right now, so actually a decent bit of timing. Should be able to hit the tower before the wave crashes. Indeed it will. So well done there for Sven. Going to give Jizuke some nice plate gold. Of course, it doesn't finish off the tower, which is generally what you're looking for with the Rift Herald, if you can get it, but the extra gold for your mid laner, just as appreciated there, at least for Jizuke. As we'll watch this one again. Again, EG on the Dragon. GG, though, they are trying to contest pretty quickly.
So it came up with the bottom lane having pressure for EG, so they got first move. They take down the Dragon. It only gets dicey for EG right there. When Newbie lands the hook, Svenskeren trying to hop over the back of the pit. Blazolive, really good follow-up on the Orianna ult. He did not hesitate. They take down the jungler. They get the flash as well in trade. And that's going to do a decent amount to try and stabilize them. We'll see if EG can actually make anything happen out of the early dragon. It will be a pressure point for them coming up. But with the extra gold, as you were pointing out, funneled into Jizuke with the Rift Herald mid, he's now been able to hover up on top side and complete this top lane triangle of pressure onto Niles, who rightfully so gets to spam the camp emote.
I'm going to bet he never leaves home without that emote, as Niles continues to spam it here. In fact, actually proxying between the outer tower and the tier 2. So Niles knows he's in a rough spot, but is at least buying time for his team to pressure down the bottom side. So it is going to be a race, actually, for the first tower. And Golden Guardians looking to win it here with the plates dropped down. And Stixxay and Newbie already doing a good job here. Actually denying off as many CS as they can before finishing off the tower. Stixxay, though, going to start hitting it. And Iconic's down here, so even though it is a 3v3, Svenskeren is actually in the area. EG do not feel comfy trying to make something happen, although Niles actually contesting now that the jungler has left. Forcing Impact away from this proxy, barrels it down, but Niles getting low. What a great combo there from Impact as he pops Dominus, and now going to go back in, but Niles just trying to bait him in, but the wave is also present. Down a level as well here for the GP, going to have to be careful. Impact looking for the outplay. There's the TP from the Orianna, but that's just to make sure Niles is A-okay, although could have an ulti angle here. Nope, Impact just going to walk out.
Yeah, so it's going to be only the tower taken on bottom side as Golden Guardians rush through it. They get first turret bonus for themselves. Impact did get a lot of zoning done, so denied even more minions to Gangplank, but they don't get to complete the turret because of the expended teleport. And that is going to continue to be an area Impact tries to whittle away on. First domino to fall for EG should be up on the top side, but it's going to take another reset. You see definitely recalling right now on the Jhin. They can rotate him over.
Yeah, I've actually just kind of translated their lanes fully here. Blazolive currently top, Dior is rotated mid, and Niles the one to pick up the long lane in bottom as the farm was being pushed back slowly but surely by Deftly, who has finished his Gale Force. Mythic's actually done for both 80 carries right now, as Kraken Slayer is done for a Felios.
And Nidalee, Moonstone Renewer, all the rage now for the AP junglers. Yes, it's okay when you do have another AP threat like Jizuke is here on the Syndra, and especially since he's doing so well. This Moonstone is going to provide a lot of healing to the team. And then later when you get your Staff of Flowing Water, you also get your AP and your move speed for Svenskeren, so that it is going to be more of the supportive look for this Nidalee coming around. You get your early pressure still with a Renekton Nidalee this way, and then going this build path, you round out a little bit for your team fighting later on.
All right, well, pressure here for EG in mid lane. Dragon's up in 15 seconds. Iconic's busy sealing away the enemy Raptors, but now he has to hightail it out. Svenskeren going to jump on top. Impact here as well. Good flash from Iconic, actually, to not get stunned by Renekton. And there's the hook landing on Jizuke, but they're not going to go for it. Shockwave there for Ignar. He's going to force him to pop his own ulti, as Gangplank did also contribute Cannon Barrage. But now definitely with the counter ulti, tags Newbie. But just a bit of poke here. Last bullet going to find a Blaze Olive. Decent chunk of damage, but I think the shield from Orianna herself does keep the health nice and healthy. But Dragon is going to go to EG as a result. So Golden Guardian successful disengage, but just going to have to trade some pressure in mid instead. Not going to be able to pick up Dragon number 2.
Yeah, EG are just trying to keep up on their timers now. Since they obviously gave up the first Dragon to Golden Guardians, they're going to try and take these consecutive ones on timer to be able to continue to use their early lead. See if they can actually take down these outer turrets, though, to try and keep their territory up, because Golden Guardians are looking very, very stable right now. They're, ooh, good root too.
Oh, that hook as well, buff it through. Jizuke, I think he's dead, but the ulti out onto Stixxay is going to get himself a kill. He will be traded off by a Blaze Olive, as Ignar, with no ulti, is going to have to run as well. Very well played by Jizuke to get a trade in that spot.
Yep, he was able to get that one down. Ultimate out for Syndra. The last sphere as well is able to burn down Stixxay. Not much of a change for the map state. Top tower goes down, but no local gold. And the outer ones actually, the local gold is more significant than the inner tower. So Impact does give a tiny bit there. But this again is that first domino. They can now start to move in a little deeper with their vision. Here's another look though. Was a great snare setup with the Gravitum ultimate into the hook again here from Newbie to be able to get the kill. But once that Syndra's ultimate starts firing and the balls just keep on flying, Splash is not going to save you there for Stixxay, and he does go down in trade. He has gone the Kraken Slayer on Ophelia, so he's looking to be, you know, the big damage pumper for this team as we progress further. And even with Niles being pretty far behind early on with a lot of CS denial from Impact, he'll start to farm up here on the GP if they continue to rotate him over to catch some of these waves on the side.
All right, well, of course, Kobe, I know you're the UD expert here, so Turbo Chem Tank is the mythic of choice, at least for this game out of Iconic. He's also got the Moon Plate there as well, so I guess not surprisingly, going for some tankiness and a lot of move speed. That's kind of what Udyr wants.
Yep, you definitely want to triple down on move speed for Udyr because that's all you have to work with is walking and auto-attacking. But it is basically the most common build here. You go Turbo Chem Tank into Deadman's Plate. In solo queue, if you're ahead, then what's super popular is the Lich Bane for more added damage. But for pro play, I highly recommend just continuing to build tank. You're not supposed to be the damage for pro play. That's for solo queue where you don't trust your damage dealers and your teammates. Just get more tanky here. Leave the Gangplank of Velius and Orianna to do the damage and kind of round out your build that way. So it's not a lot of surprises or fancy moves from the Udyr from this stage on. It's just pop that Turbo Chem Tank, run him down.
Yep, just trying to outstat him. At least on the move speed front. There's another hook from Newbie, does connect, but no follow-up this time on the EG side. On the Golden Guardian side, as EG are actually pressuring this tier 2 in mid. They're going to grab the bottom outer as well, so going to fell the outer ring, open up a lot of space on this map for themselves. So despite the first tower going over to Golden Guardians, been tough for them to really take a bit more territory with how far up EG have been willing to play. EG, they're only up 1,000 gold. They are maybe snowballing these dragons. They've got a minute 55 to play for Soul Point here on that Mountain Dragon. But right now we've got to contend with this tier 2 because there's 3 people here. And that Shockwave just barely doesn't clip Jizuke.
And again, as we mentioned, the dominoes, look how quickly after first tower on top side falls, boom, immediately number 2 and number 3 are down. EG close this loop. They keep up the pressure too with a good power play on bottom side, getting a tier 2 for themselves. I don't think Gangplank Ultimate's gonna do enough here to be able to stop that, and EG get what they wanted quick enough and get out. Only the Rift Herald activation in mid for GG will allow them a rebuttal.
And they've got to leave too, because yep, the rest of them are here. Igna is going to start it off with a pulverized headbutt combo, and the follow-up from Definitely is good, but now got to find the bullets here. Nubido and Fog is going to get spotted. Impact also ready to stun him up, and again, another combo. Renekton's good with everything, as Impact's going to take down Nubi, and now Stixxay going to have to run out of the way, but towards his top laner he goes, and to safety Stixxay finds.
I will say things might get more difficult for Impact as this game goes on. You would definitely think that without a really good flank, Renekton will have a hard time diving through Gangplank barrels, Orianna defense into an Aphelios. So you definitely have to watch the guns that Aphelios is holding if you're EG when you're trying to take these fights. Yes, it looks like they have really good full map control, but it just takes one of those fights, and it could be a very precarious position here. Stixxay on the Aphelios can hard carry one of these, since he does have a decent amount of zoning and frontline with the rest of the team comp on Golden Guardians, and he has at least gotten to his 2-item power spike here with the Krakens and the Runons. So we shall see if Aphelios can pull up the correct guns here for the Dragon fight. 5 seconds left on it. What's he working with right now? Blue and white. That is looking pretty good.
Niles also here, finishes mythic item finally. Actually moving forward is Iconic. Gonna maybe look to threaten Definitely there. He does have Flash and Cleanse available, but Udi with an Orianna ball is, you know, quadrupling down on move speed at this point, as Iconic is just looking for someone to try and fight. Igna perhaps enters the ring, but going to be slowed up there as Jizuke finds the stun onto the front liner. And Golden Guardian still dancing pretty precariously. Stun lands onto Udyr, but not quite enough damage. An awful lot of shields here for this Udyr, but watch old Impact in the top left-hand corner of your screen. He's going to pop Dominus and go in. Iconic's actually trying to chase him down, but here comes Impact. Nubi in the front side is maybe going to cause himself some trouble, as the ulti from Orianna is actually going to keep Stixxay alive for a little while longer, but not long enough, as Definitely finds one. Iconic almost getting sniped there, as well as Niles going to have to run back towards the enemy jungle. And EG just find the center of Golden Guardians and break them, as now a long-range route lands onto Niles. Igna fighting here this GP, but Ablazeolive here as well. Niles with the Lasco trying to dance his way out of there. Ablazeolive does get the kill onto Igna, but now he's going to have to fight with the shield, but onto Definitely, looking reasonably strong, flashes in, gets the trade kill, but Definitely will get it in the end, as EG will take the team fight win. In fact, Ablazeolive may also fall, but it looks to be dancing back towards his tower.
Niles splashing in there to try and get that counter kill does give them a little bit back, but it's still going to be the Dragon over for EG. That's what their eyes were set on the entire time. And guess what, Pastry Time? Another great flank from Impact on this Renekton means another one team fight. He can't keep getting away with this, Pastry. It's just, it's like clockwork every single time for EG. Renekton comes in from the backside. We were talking about, okay, so there's a decent amount of peeling and zoning on this Golden Guardians lineup, but look, if the Renekton gets a great flank, Stixxay is basically isolated here. So Impact goes in, he gets the slice and dice off of Nubi, the low health Thresh. They actually leave the Thresh for later for Jhin to be able to pick off with the ultimate, and immediately Jizuke flashes to join Impact in just annihilating Stixxay. So no matter what guns you got no answer for a Flash Syndra ultimate. And with that taken out, it just kind of cracks the Golden Guardians composition here. They really need to have a better setup where they've got vision on their flanks. They don't allow such easy access back to the Aphelios. That's how you make use of, okay, let's make it more difficult for the engage through Gangplank barrels, through Udyr, through Thresh. Here we go for another attempt.
They're doing it again. Oh, Jizuke caught. Great ulti there out of Stixxay, actually, to grab him once again. And now Iconic trying to chase down Definitely. Definitely's got no summoners. The bear is in. Orianna's behind it. And Igna, playing goalie, is going to keep Iconic out of there. Is he the one in trouble, perhaps, now? He does have his ultimate at the ready. Orianna, no ulti, but still speeding up the Udyr, which is nice. But Ablazeolive starting to take damage. It's a 3v4 right now. Golden Guardians perhaps went a little too far forward. There's the Thresh going to fall, as Nubi is caught under fire by Definitely. and Golden Guardians being very aggressive in these spots.
I like it. They have to keep up this aggression. They've gone ahead in gold off of Niles, taking down this tower during the chase. Yes, it was a little bit over-aggressive to continue after the first kill and chase all the way into impact. You go into the waiting arms of this Renekton, then that's a step too far forward. But the initial pick around mid, really well done by Golden Guardians. Iconic going in there with the Udyr, able to chase him down, get all these summoner spells blown in the previous fight, and take advantage of them. They want to immediately repeat some pressure here on Jizuke, on Deflate, while they don't have their summer spells available. And it does earn them a decent amount of money to get right back in this one. Now they are ahead, as well as some item completions that are definitely going to help out. Niles on GP, almost to that level 16 for your powerful ultimate. And we shall see what he can do with the added tankiness as he's gone with the shield bow style, since he was getting beat up so much in lane by the Renekton.
Yeah, Newbie also has Lock-In, so it kind of contributes to keeping the front line alive, and the front line is basically just this Udyr with a bunch of shields. Although we did see Niles on Iconic dive deftly with impunity, the team fight before the last one that just happened. And in that exchange, actually, the gold kind of evened up. As you said, Golden Guardians are ahead, but not by much. It's about 500 gold at this point. Really is going to be about the setup for these objectives and the team fights that we'll have to look towards. And really, in a minute 50, that Mountain Soul going to be on the table for EG. And of course, Baron, certainly a threat for either team at this point, 27 minutes in. In fact, EG must have heard me. So they're going to clear out the vision and at least make Golden Guardians think about moving back over and clearing it out for themselves. Because EG could be on Baron right now, in fact. They're not, but they could be.
Yeah, the way that EG win with this composition is first establishing control wards around the dragon area and using that to fish for Syndra stuns into Jhin snares and Nidalee spears. You can get so much high value out of these long-range spells if you have your control wards down first, and use that to dissuade Golden Guardians from another one of these rush down plays where they just speed up the chem tank Udyr and have him charge at you with the Orianna ball. Because if you don't have that for Golden Guardians, it becomes so much more difficult for them to choose the fighting ground. But here it comes again.
God. Just doesn't stop. In fact, on the flank again, Golden Guardians need to decide what they want to do, and they will in fact disengage, try and pick off the Renekton. Good use of the Lantern there actually to pluck Iconic out of the front line. So Golden Guardians clear some vision. They'll reset as EG still looking to set things back up around these objectives. Going to push out mid first.
Yep, they don't have Turbo Chem Tank this time around, but you give them a mini one with the Orianna ball. Just keep on charging and try and run again. The Summoner spell is now all back up for the carries on EG, though, so it's going to be a lot more difficult for Golden Guardians to actually complete those kills. Won't be the same. Okay, just going to get a quick little poke here. As they try and gain control of the minion wave. It looks really funny right now, but they're waiting for the next one to arrive. Dragon in 15 seconds.
Yeah, there is purpose to all this, as Golden Guardians continuing to use their vision here around the river. Igna, though, has found the angle. Three-man pulverized. Jizuke goes in. What a massive stun onto Stixxay. And now he's trying to cut it out. He's still alive, though. The lifesteal out of the pistol is keeping him up. And Golden Guardians, they've turned it back around as Impact. He's trying to make it happen, but Stixxay got so much health back. Gets stunned, though. Stixxay's still alive. They need to make sure he's okay. Impact goes golden, but he is going to fall to Niles, who finally gets his revenge as the Blaze Olive gets shut down by Svenskeren. The Dragon goes to Golden Guardians. Another stun from Jizuke. Looks to seal this fight, but Stixxay, the key member, has stayed alive somehow in this fight as Newbie plucks Niles out from a very rough spot in the river, and Jizuke again cannot miss a stun, but critically cannot kill Stixxay.
Yeah, they can't follow up on it. Oh, Pastry, you got to keep your eyes on the Aphelios guns when you go for that charge. EG were so close to bursting him down, but if you can't fully burst a red-white Aphelios, then you are going to lose. It was a really strong attempt to follow up. Watch Jizuke here. He flashes to follow up on Ignar's great three-person stun, flashes for the stun, runs past the Orianna Shockwave, gets his ultimate off on Stixxay, but then Stixxay has Crescendum and Severum. He's able to get off the ultimate to big heal right here, stay alive in the fight. Then he has the Crescendum to be able to lifesteal more off of this dragon. They start burning it down. He stays alive, right back to full health, burns it immediately. And even with so many of these stuns from Jizuke landing, there's no follow-up each time, and they're able to flash out afterwards, even after getting that person so low. There's a saying here from my good friend Contracts: red, white, don't fight. That's that's made easy to rhyme here when you're playing versus Aphelios. I've liked it, and it has saved my life and my teammates' life many times. That being said, that was one of the cleanest looks that you can possibly have for EG. That flank, here we go.
Yeah, we're going again. Impact's already found the angle in onto Iconic. He is going to get shredded down. It's definitely going to secure the kill. And here comes the ulti to follow up the stun again from Jizuke. Finds the frontliner as Newbie pops the locker. They are going to turn it back around. And Shockwave up from Blaze Olive is going to make sure Jizuke falls down. But under the tower is a Blaze Olive. Stixay's already been felled, and Newbie will fall as well. Niles now a little bit late to the team fight as EG take it 4 for 2.
Yep. Big smash here. Once again, EG are able to get the flank off this time around. Fully collapsed. Stixay goes down. No summoner spells. All of those low health members of EG that got away from Syndra stuns last time around with their flashes, unable to escape. Now, Niles in a Blaze Olive. 2 against the Baron here. Can they get a Miracle Steal?
Yep, here's Ignato. What a great angle. Niles goes into the enemy team. Not where he wants to be, and no Oriana shields are going to save you as a Blaze Olive also will meet the same fate. He's trying to chunk them down. Svenskeren, they're going to go golden. Impact is busy finishing off the Baron, and they'll let a Blaze Olive live. Maybe no. Svenskeren with enough damage from the red buff burn, I believe, are going to get all the kills and the Baron.
And Evil Geniuses will pick it up. What a game 1 here coming in, though. With EG starting the tournament as strong as they did in the play-ins, not a lot of people giving any sort of room here. You saw the analyst desk, just 2-0s all across the board for EG, just saying, good luck, Golden Guardians. Hope for the best. I think this game, Golden Guardians, again, showing they've got a huge amount of fight. But again, this was so well played by EG to really punish the blown flashes last fight from Golden Guardians. So they were able to collect each and every one of those priority kills.
Yeah, got lost in the math last time. 2 for 3 as the trade all happens, although they did, I think, get an extended ace, actually, after Blaze Olive and Niles tried to fend off the Baron, which, of course, EG collected as well. So, with the Red Bull Baron buff, 2 minutes and 10 seconds on the power play, going to try and knock down as many towers as they can. They've opened up now a 3,500 gold lead, but again, it doesn't feel like this game has really been much about the gold, whereas it has been about the setups and keeping track of the summoner spells. But when Ignar and Impact continue to find angle after angle, Golden Guardians just kind of struggle to set things up. So been very impressive on both sides so far, but EG going to look to do a lot of damage with this Baron buff.
All right, pushing all 3 lanes too. They want to get the most out of it. Impact on top side, Jizuke bottom with teleport available so they can even answer if Golden Guardians try and Turbo Chem Tank charge one of them down. Jizuke gets it all the way up to the side. They should just wait for a rotation over towards top side for Impact, help him out with the secondary turret. Looks like they're going to whittle away here on the mid one, though. Cannon, buffed up by Baron, is going to do plenty of damage, and there's no range on Golden Guardians to try and stop that pesky cannon shot from taking down this turret.
You see Iconic's like trying to move in and hit it, but like not a particularly easy thing for Udyr to do, even with all this move speed. So
they need an item that extends melee strike range. That will be one of Udyr's favorite.
All right, well, Golden Guardians clearing this out. 6-8 with the blue and red guns. Making short work of that wave. Iconic maybe looking here. He's got the Dead Man's Plate charged up. But Jizuke is busy pushing the bottom lane. Iconic wants to find Deathly here, but not all that safe. Flashes in, though. Deathly going to cleanse out, and Gale forces to safety.
Yeah, what do now? Impact is behind us. We just use our flash forward. It's a flank.
Stixay needs to live. Impact in the front side, but he's so tanky here. The Gore Drinker going off as Niles has maybe found a wraparound angle, but Jizuke is going to shut that down with a stun and force the flash. Impact still low-ish, but you got to fully kill the Renekton here, and they haven't done the job of that just yet. As a Blaze Olive ready with the ulti. Golden Guardians thinking about a re-engage here as Niles is going to be forced to base and TP back in. This is Mountain Soul, of course, for EG, and they have started the Dragon already.
All right, you can steal one of these with an Oriana Shockwave. Ablaze Olive is looking for it over the back. Iconic into Spike Bite.
Oh, don't get it. The soul goes over to EG, and Niles now on the front side is going to get plucked up by the Lantern. Stixay still alive. Ablaze Olive, though, forced to flash his impact. He's just so tanky, man. Jizuke flashing in. Lets the ulti go as Stixay goes golden to try and protect himself, but Scarin is going to find him, but good time Lantern there from Newbie keeps him safe as Iconic now forced to get himself out of there as Newbie's just taking fire from everywhere. Stixay still healing back up. TP's back in this time. It's the mid laner of Golden Guardians as the Thresh will fall finally. EG going to find 2 as definitely grabs the double kill. And the Pulverize there is going to find Iconic. Make it 3 for the Jhin as Deathly's just collecting him. And Evil Geniuses will win yet another fight.
Yep, that Dragon Soul is going to be huge too now as they push in. Even with the Baron expiring, 3 members down from Golden Guardians means the base should be wide open. Niles and Ablaze Olive trying their best, but it's not going to be enough.
Same defense as last time, but now it's just going to get locked up. Jizuke going to claim kill number 4, and Ablaze Olive, the last one on the table for the ace. Impact wanted, he's going to grab the stun, and see you later, as Impact's going to grab the Bud Light ace and the victory for Evil Geniuses.
Yep, Inhibitor Tower goes down, Inhibitor short to follow. With those 2 kills chased down, they're probably looking to finish.
Well, they are at least going to try Newbie, the sole defender of the Nexus right now. Hex Flash here, Channel for Ignar, right in front of him. There is the Pulverized combo. Impact's going to make sure to finish that off. Jizuke almost kills Stixay in the fountain as he lets the ulti rip, and Stixay can only watch as his Nexus falls. It's game 1 to EG in a few brief moments as they're just going to pile up the KDA. Scarin, very fancy, into the laser he goes. He will fall, but as the shutdown goes over to Aphelios. But Evil Genius is doing what we expected by the end of that game. They'll take the first Nexus.
And honestly, Golden Guardians giving a good showing here too in game number 1. They had a couple of good looks, a lot of these team fights, but big main things need to improve on are tracking Impact, tracking Ignar. The Renekton, the Alistar got around them way too many times. Too much pressure put on the carries, not having to walk through all of the defenses of the barrels, of the Thresh, of the Udyr. That too many times they got really easy access to the backline there.
Yeah, just again, really immaculately played by Impact and Ignar. Have been excellent additions to this EG squad. I do, though, like that Golden Guardians never stopped trying to find fights. Like, I expected Udyr to run at carries for most of the game, but even Niles was getting in there trying to dive. Like, Golden Guardians at least knew that, like, we have to try something. We can't just let the game get away from us. And for a lot of that game, it was actually quite close, but it does feel like the experience kind of trumped the aggression, but, you know, kind of raw aggression from the newer players on Golden Guardians.
Yeah, and I also want to give props to Jizuke. Playing a Syndra with a lot of flankers and divers like this can be very difficult, but so many times he's flashing forward for stuns that hit priority targets as well as ultimates to finish them off. I thought that was really well played. He has definitely been great this year.
All right, well, it's time for us to step away, but when we return, the State Farm Analyst Desk will break down that EG win.